This is Valmiki Ramayan, Season 4, Episode 8, The Golden Deer. Ravan had convinced Marich to help him abduct Sita. The two then headed towards Panchavati in Ravan's Rath. And this Rath was no ordinary one. Vimanam iva tam ratham. The Rath was like a Viman.
Viman? Did they really have flying crafts at that time? Or is this just a poetic embellishment? I remember the definition of itihas. Purvavrittam kathayuktam. That which has happened in the past and is told like a story.
According to Valmiki's description, this was an airborne Rath. One could see the view below while riding this vehicle. The mountains, streams, forests and towns. But was the Rath like a hot air balloon? Or was it like a glider? Unfortunately, Valmiki has not said anything about the mechanism for providing lift. His writing style in these verses suggests that this idea was not anything new for his readers. Just as a writer today would mention a character taking a commercial flight without describing how jet engines work. I leave it to you how you want to think about this, Purvavrittam or Kathayuktam. And you don't have to make up your mind just yet. Ravan was reported to have more than one of these flying vehicles, which we will see later in the story. They reached Panchavati, and then Marich transformed himself into a deer. The deer was beautiful and enchanting, almost ethereal. Maya Mayo Mrugah. Its skin was golden. Its white spots shone like silver, and its antlers sparkled as though they were studded with gems. It pranced around the cottage to catch Sita's attention. Although Marich could convincingly look and walk like a deer, he did not smell like one. And so, when other deer came nearby and smelt him, they ran away terrified. But Sita fell for the trap. She was mesmerized. She called Ram and Lakshman. Upon seeing the deer, Lakshman warned, "Ram, a deer like this one cannot be for real. Without a doubt, it is a trick, an illusion. It could even be that Rakshas, Marich." But Sita did not heed the warning. She had become Hrita Chetana, one who has lost her sense of discrimination. What a beauty! Hridayam harativa me. This deer has captivated my heart. Oh Ram, please get it for me. After completing our exile, we can even take it back to Ayodhya with us. Was Sita beginning to make plans for life after Vanvas? Did she think their troubles were about to get over? Ram said to Lakshman, "If this deer is real, then it's the most beautiful one I have ever seen. Sita is so keen on it, I would like to get it for her. And if this is Marich, then it looks like he has not mended his ways. I ought to finish him off and put an end to all his tricks. He has already killed so many ascetics and kings. I shall go after this creature." Bhava pramattah pratigrahya maithileen pratikshanam sarvata eva shankitah. You stay with Sita. Be vigilant at all times. Watch out for any danger. Jatayu will also be here. Ram went after the deer. He would see it for a moment, But when he tried to get closer, it would suddenly disappear. And thus, Marich cleverly drew Ram further and further away from the cottage. After a long chase, Ram finally managed to take aim and fire off an arrow. The deadly arrow struck Marich in his chest. Mriyamanastu Maricho Jahautang Kritrimantanum. In his dying moments, Marich gave up the artificial body he had put on. And he screamed in a voice similar to Ram's, "Sita! Lakshman!" Ram came up to the dead Rakshas and realized that Lakshman had been right. This was indeed Marich. But why had he shouted Sita and Lakshman's names? How would they react? Ram was alarmed and he hurried back towards the cottage. Back at the cottage, Marich's dying words had their desired effect on Sita. She said to Lakshman, "Ram is in trouble. He is calling out to us. You must go and help him." But Lakshman was confident that Ram could very well tackle whatever danger he faced. He said, "That was not Ram's voice. Don't worry, he will be back soon. Besides, since the battle with Khar, the Rakshasas have become our enemies. Ram has entrusted your safety to me. I cannot leave you." However, Sita was not assured and she became increasingly hysterical. She lashed out viciously. "Saumitre mitra rupena bhratus tvamasi shatruvat." Lakshman, in the guise of a friend, you are your brother's enemy. Ichchasi tvam vinashyantam Ramam Lakshmana matkrite. You wish for Ram's death so that you can have me. You vile, cruel one. You are a disgrace to your family. I think you had an eye on me all along, and that is why you came into the forest. Perhaps you planned all this with Bharat. What a thing to say to Lakshman. He had given up 14 years of his life only to support Ram and Sita during their exile. He had selflessly served them through all these difficult years in the forest. And now to be falsely accused in such a manner by Sita herself. Shrotrayor ubhayor madhye taptanara cha sannibham. O Sita, your words fall upon my ears like red-hot darts. They are terribly harsh and unjust. I will go now. Be safe. Sita barely heard him. She was crying desperately. With folded hands, Lakshman bowed with reverence and very reluctantly went away.
What about the Lakshman Rekha? I thought Lakshman drew a line around the cottage that no one could cross. And so, no one could harm Sita.
Like so many other things, the idea of a Lakshman Rekha got added to the Ramayan in later retellings. There is no mention of this in the Valmiki Ramayan. Iti ha asa. That is how it happened.